Hi everyone, my name is Liz, and let's see, I knit, crochet, sew, quilt, needle felt. I'm sure there's other things, cross stitch, and whatever else I decide to get up to. Today is February the 22nd, and don't quote me, this is like episode 31 maybe? And feel free to like, subscribe, comment, whatever. I'm pretty good about getting back to people on comments. I don't have a lot of people to respond to anyway. And if you want to also follow me on Instagram, I'm Liz's Fiber Crafting Nook on Instagram. All right, let's hop right into finished objects because I actually have some. I finished the corner to corner baby blanket that I was working on from last time. I'm going to be looking down a lot because I actually wrote notes. Not usual for me, but I had too many things to remember. Uh, let's see. I used the free Red Heart corner to corner pattern. There are lots of corner to corner patterns and tutorials out there. You shouldn't have any problems finding one that you like. That one was pretty simple and easy as far as I was concerned. All right, I'm going to get it out. Last time I remember the color was being really blown out. Oh yeah, it still is pretty bad. Let's see if I can get it to where you can see. There it is. That's pretty accurate. And then this is black, obviously. All right. And see if I can hold it out for you. I don't know that I should unfold it all the way because I can't show you anyway. So yeah, it's just the striping. It's folded in half. Just the striping. And I did, it's hard to see in black. No, you can see it perfectly. That's my border. I just did the same shell cluster pattern. I did a single crochet all the way around the edge, and then I did the shell pattern around the edge. And that made a nice kind of a scalloped look. And I'm going to fold this back up and put it down. All right, so I did let me grab out so yeah, the black yarn was Simply Soft. The Caron Simply Soft. Black. That was the black. And then let me read it. I'm sorry. So that was DK's yarn. The sport weight yarn for the project was the Sugar and Spice Taffy. Both are 100% acrylic. Sorry that took so long to spit out even with notes. I used an F hook. I normally use a G hook with the Caron Simply Soft, but because there's a discrepancy in the yarn weights, I went with the F hook. It was a little tighter for the DK, and it was a good in between for those. And it's a pretty simple, mindless pattern for me. If you're a beginner and it's not mindless for you, no worries. I've been doing it a long time, but it is a pretty smooth, easygoing pattern if you don't want to be too challenging. Because I recognize I'm more of an intermediate to advanced crocheter. So don't worry about it if you're a beginner and it's too difficult for you. And Liz said that it was super mindless and easy. I know people who say they have problems drawing stick figures, so you have that. But I did teach this. I have taught this particular pattern to learner children crocheters. There's really nothing I have left to say. That I did not measure the end dimensions. Baby blankets are basically a size you like. Some people like to make them to crib size. I know people who make them so that they will fit on a twin bed when they're ready for a regular bed. So they can use it for a long time. Completely up to you. All right. That's all I have to say about that. The yarn that I had left over, which was quite a bit, I have no projects. I already determined that I would not like this in baby clothing. I'm just going to donate it back to the thrift store. I've used what I needed. I'm donating the rest back. The whole thing cost me $3. I've used my $3 worth. And I will donate the rest to somebody else to make something with. Done with that. Next finished object is I finished the socks I was talking to you about last week. And here they are. This is where I was when I talked to you last. So I completed all the heels. I had intended these to be for my daughter, but I figured if they didn't fit her, they'd be for me. Her likes have changed since I've made her socks last, and she's probably grown a little bit since I've made her socks last. They didn't fit right for her. We have determined she needs a little more length in the foot than I do. That means that I will probably be knitting a extra 1/2 inch to 1 inch. I will try them on her feet before I continue on with the next pair I do. And she still wants the cuff even taller. We're talking another inch. Let me give you the specs on these. All right, I use ChowGoo circular needles, 2 at a time, so I never have second sock syndrome. I cast on 14 stitches. I'm sorry for the blowout, guys. 14 stitches and increased every other round until I had 64 stitches. I knit until I had 7.5 inches from the start of the toe and did a shadow wrap heel. You can find a great tutorial for the shadow wrap heel on Earth Tone Girl. It was a really good tutorial. And then I added the 6 extra stitches like I always do. Right here. You can sort of see it. And then I decreased every other round until I was back to my 64 stitches count. Just did a couple rounds. And then I broke into my 2x2 rib. And I knit for 5 inches, which was 60 rounds for me. Remember, my gauge and your gauge are not going to be the same. What I get for fabric width size is based on my tension and things. So just remember, you can't follow exactly. You have to make them and determine if that's right for you. I bound off using Jenny's Simply Stretchy Bind Off. And the yarn was Midnight Orchid. In Peyton's Croy. Right, and then that's it. These will be my socks. But it gave me good information for my daughter, and I still can use them. All right, rolling with that. All right, next, I finished a sewing repair project. I talked to you about a puppet I needed to repair. Just so you know, I'm going to have a video that walks you through, and I recorded some of the things I did. I am editing my first video, figuring that all out, and eventually I will post it. It's not a tutorial per se. It is this is what I did, and if you have something similar, you can do that too. And you can look at my process. It's a process video. And here he is, all repaired. This is the fabric I picked, and I've got him all repaired. And I'll talk you through a little bit of it. What did I write here? I have some notes. I've not reposted the video yet, obviously. Well, maybe not obviously. I haven't done it yet. It will get posted. I just have to figure out how I'm doing that. I've never edited anything before, ever. I put down here... Yeah, because I brought him through the wash. The fabric all peeled up, and it was awful, and it was shedding. When I was working on it, I looked like I had the worst case of dandruff all over my clothes. It was pretty bad. Now it's all it's like reupholstering. Only I reupholstered a toy. So yeah, here he is. Our good old tortoise turtle. He's a decent sized guy. Took me 3 days. I was hand sewing and things like that. I'm going to apologize in advance. My dog might start barking. I can hear my mother-in-law pulling back in. He likes to make it known that he knows you're here. You try getting a Yorkie to not bark ever. All right, next. I had my cross stitch dolphin fabric that I had finished back in 1998. It's been hanging around forever because I have no idea what I wanted to do with it. I kind of put it out to you guys if you had any ideas. Didn't get a response back. Not that I expected one, because I have 39 subscribers. So I mostly talk to myself at this point, which is fine. And I was just looking at it, got this great idea, and I'm like, I'm doing it. What's the worst thing that can happen? I made a drawstring bag. A project bag for me. Oh wow, I match myself. Alright, and this is what I've done. It's still a little stiff because this is jean fabric. I went with jean fabric because I felt like durable, because I kind of like the canvas and stuff. Anyway, and I followed 2 tutorials. I watched 2 tutorials and then I just merged them and made them work together. Let's see. I made it lined. I got a nice lining in it. I sewed the 2 together to make a big strip of fabric. This will make more sense if you go and watch the tutorials that I followed, which are Uh, I watch sewing tutorials by fabric designer Tara Reid. How to sew a cute and simple drawstring bag from fabric scraps. And Whitney Sews easy drawstring bag with boxed bottom. I made mine with the boxed bottom. And I lined it. I liked certain things about the simple bag, and I liked other things about the lined bag with the box bottom. I just merged them together. I did have one, just so you don't think I'm perfect, because I'm definitely not perfect. I made it work, and it's not even that noticeable. I had an excess of fabric in this little corner when I got to it. And I ended up with this little weird pleated spot. And it's on the inside right here as well. But you don't really notice it because it's in the drawstring. It looks just like the drawstring section. I don't care. I was not going to pick it out and try to re-whittle. This was my first ever drawstring bag. I accept it. I will use it. It's for me. It's not a professional bag I'm selling or giving to somebody. Not worried about it. These strings. I could have went out and bought some cording. But what I did instead is I measured the length of the string I was going to need. And I took number 10 cotton thread and I cut, if you want the cording bigger, you'll have to cut more if you do this. I was okay with this thickness. It's sturdy and it's fine. If it ever breaks, I know exactly what to do to make another one. So you cut your cording as long as you need it. And I did 6 strands. And I put them into groups of 2. And I braided the whole thing together. And created a braid. Weaved it through. Tied the ends together in a knot. And made sure that they were both even on both sides. And it works great. Easy to replace if ever they break. And that's it. So now I get to enjoy my cross stitch for however long I want to. It's now a bag. It's now a useful product. Not a pillow that I don't want to use. Not framed on my wall where I don't have space or don't want it. If you do cross stitch and you need something to do with your pattern, think about doing yourself a project bag or maybe a loved one. You're going to make a loved one a project bag. Super happy with that. Makes me know what else to do with future cross stitch. That's the last finished object. I'm still working on my big queen size blanket. I put another 2 skeins in it. I'm not going to show it to you right now because it's boring. It's just a big old giant gray queen size blanket. That's going to take forever. No point in showing it to you here. I'll just show it to you every now and again to show you my significant progress just so I can go, yay, keep going. Encouraging me along, I guess. And then I pulled out another cross stitch that I had laying around not being finished for some reason. This thing's probably 15 years old. I do not know why I didn't finish it. I do not know why I laid it off the side. I have a suspicion that I laid it off to the side because I ran out of two colors that were in the body of the Jaguar. It's a Jaguar. And I never got the colors I was missing. Guess what? They're on order from Amazon, and I'm working on all the colors that I have while waiting for them. No big deal. 15 years ago, I did not have an Amazon account. I do not have a local yarn store. It was probably, the reason I stopped is because it was difficult for me to go out and find the DMC floss. I'm assuming that's what happened, and I laid it down and forgot about it. Here it is. Now picture this. I had this completely done. It was all done. I finished a whole page. The water wasn't finished. I haven't done the water on this side, but I finished the entire page solid. And then I had, this was not like this. This is like 3 days worth of progress. I had, you see how this is over here, really sparse with this filled in spots. This all was just a little bit of sparse bits here, there, and yonder that looked a lot like this. And I was like, I'm doing this. So 3 days of work, I filled in all the black bits because I had the black on hand. Now, while I'm waiting for the colors that go in these white areas here amongst him, I am doing the green bits that will make up this part. So this is what I'm working on right now while I'm waiting on this color. I'm going to finish this. I may even turn this one into a bag as well. The only thing I don't like about it is the white fabric. If I have a bag that I'm dragging around and the white fabric's getting really cruddy, like visually you can see it, it stains a lot easier, or it's not noticeable. I think everything stains the same. It's just this is noticeable. So I think I still might make this a bag. I just might debate on whether to do something with this background, even though it's not in the pattern, which I'm going to show you. Here he is in cross stitch format. Here he is on the back, the illustration. This is Stony Creek Collection Stitching Safari. And this is the Black Jaguar. I got this a long time ago, guys. It's good to find my notes in the front. That's funny. This was from 1998. I've had this since 1998. I actually might have started this in 1998. If I recall correctly, I might have started that directly after the dolphin one. How many years is that? That's 24. Oh gosh, this is older than 15 years. That's funny. I didn't really look into it. I was just guesstimating and went with it. I just knew it was a really long time that this has been sitting around. You know, after 98 and stuff, I had children in 2002 is when my first one was born. And things got revamped as to what was important to work on. I still worked on crafts. It's just you have less time, intermittent time. I did not have children that slept. They never slept. Both of my children are on the autism spectrum. They did not sleep. They still don't sleep. All right, moving on from that one, I have my next work in progress. And my last is I am working on, I guess you could call this 4 at a time. These are baby mitts, so they don't scratch their face with claw their face up. I'm working on baby mitts. It'll probably wash this out really bad. No, actually that's really good. I do not know. This is a sock yarn. I do not know what the colorway or brand is, so I'm very sorry. This was one of my thrift store finds. And then this one, I do know the sock yarn. These are going to be for my daughter. I have cast on 18 stitches using the Xiaogu, the same ones as before. Let me go. Xiaogu size 1. Size US 1. I don't remember the millimeter size. Sorry. You can look it up though. It's not that hard. And that's what the color's looking like right now. I know the yarn is from Hobby or Hobby. I will tell you that every time because I have no idea what the proper pronunciation is. Hobbii. That is the spelling. And I'm terribly sorry that this thing keeps washing out my face, and I'm sure it's just the lighting. All right, this is Silly Socks. My daughter chose this color. She wanted this color. Silly Socks, 75% wool, 25% polyamide, and it is, here's the color, is color 8. Made in Turkey. You can get that on their website. I ordered it through their website. And this is how far I've gotten. I think that looks nice. They are going to be fraternal. I asked her, I said, do you really need them to match? And she says, I don't care. Like, I said, they'll be matchy, sort of. They're off by 1 stripe. Can you see that? If they had been like this, they would have been right on. I am not going to go back and pull out this much of the blue so that they're matching. They're good enough. They look good to me and her, and that's all that's important. It would have been nice if they could have been a surprise, but I need her foot to make sure. She has, I don't want to overshare. She had an injury to her, which foot is that? Her right foot. She had an injury to her right foot, and it made her foot a little different and her toe a little different and stuff. So I'm shaping the socks to her feet. What makes her feel comfortable. Because too constricting, it's not comfortable. She can feel seams, doesn't like that. She wants it to be a certain tightness, but not too tight. Wants it to be a tall, long cuff because she really likes to wear boots. I'm going to make my kid what she likes to wear, and I will figure out her recipe, and then the next pair of socks can be a surprise. All right, that's the, let me make sure. I think that was it. Wow, even with notes, I was like, I had a lot of stuff. I was trying to, in my head, really keep it sorted. So even with notes, I'm a little out there. Okay, yeah, that's it. That means I'm going to move into goals. Goals are, I'm really distracted by the cross stitch, but I think I'm going to try between now and the next time I see you to still work in. I got another one out. I got another skein of the Heather Gray Simply Soft for my blanket. I want to at least get one more skein crocheted in between now and seeing you next. I don't want to stop working on it, but I'm really liking the cross stitch, and I still like to knit the socks. And that's my um, to go project. And so I want to get one more skein worked into the blanket. It's not that I don't like working on it. I'm just get obsessional about certain things, and I want to just keep working on that. Work on that. Then the socks. Keep going on the socks. I will finish those hand covers. I've already started the cuff part. So I just need to work probably a 2-inch cuff, and then I'll bind those off and continue to work on her socks. I'll be down to just 2 at a time object. And the cross stitch, I will definitely be working on the cross stitch. I have all my colors sitting right here on my little desk. And I think that's all I'm committing to. I could end up doing another sewing project. I have many that I need to do, but I don't need to do them. I want to do them. We'll see. But those are the 3 things that I will stick to for now. Okay. Now, I wanted to show you a funny purchase I made because it'll sum up the strangeness that is myself. I make little critters. If you've been following me for long, I like to make little weirdos, critters, things with teeth, all the things. Anyway, I went on Amazon to look for like canine type teeth and stuff for. I'm making my monkfish Sam, and I was kind of curious if somebody came up with teeth, then I wouldn't have to make them with polymer clay. Not that I mind making them with polymer clay, but and I could use stuff like that in some of my felted dolls, just creative different projects. I came across these, and for some reason I just started laughing, and I was like, I could still use those. I could make weirdo things with those. Guys, they make people teeth, and you can buy them on Amazon. I'm going to use them. I'm going to put them in. I'm not going to use them for me. This will be weird. I'm going to put them in. I'll put them in some of my felted doll projects. I probably won't even put full sets of teeth. It'll be like one tooth poking out here, or, missing bits, because the weirder the better. I'm all for weirder the better. Anyway, just in case you wanted weird and you need weird in your life too, you can buy them on Amazon for a very affordable price. All right. I mean, I got other stuff, I'm sure, but I wanted to show you my crafting thing. I haven't added to something yet, but it will happen. I already have some thoughts and ideas as to where to put them. So that's all on purchases. Now, if you want to run away, go ahead. I'll talk about a little bit of life stuff. We had another scare with my son. This is Saturday. It was last Saturday. He had another seizure. And if you're around somebody who has a significant seizure, that can be very scary, and they're very disoriented and all the things that go with that. So he had another one. We've made an appointment with the neurologist. We don't get to see them till April. He may end up on meds to prevent this kind of thing. Then we started looking back in hindsight. He's been biting his tongue a lot, especially in the night. This may be or him biting his tongue, having seizures at night. That's scary because you try to really keep an eye on him, and when he's sleeping, you're trying to sleep too because he doesn't sleep a lot and you need sleep. And I feel bad that I may have been missing the fact that he's been having seizures this whole year, basically. But we're going to go to the neurologist and see about checking on that. I got him a watch to monitor his heart rate that's attached to my stuff, and I can check on him, particularly in the night when he's supposed to be sleeping. He's quiet sometimes, but that doesn't mean he's not doing things in his room, like playing in the dark. And so this way I can monitor his heart rate without going up and poking at him and stuff. It is what it is. It just makes it a little more, stressful, and then you feel bad because you miss things that you feel like you should have caught, but in reality, why would you catch something while everybody's sleeping? You wouldn't. I'd have to lay on top of him in his room. He would not appreciate that very much, and I don't think too many people would. He is by age group an adult. He has allowed adult space from his parents. Anyway, so just doing that. Still volunteering on a animal board. So there's always stuff that goes along with that. I still have 2 puppies that need to be adopted out. And I'm still waiting for springtime. It is muddy as heck out there right now. We've been getting rain. So the mud kind of indicates that we're starting to get closer to springtime. Even though mud season's kind of gross. But I'll take the mud season to get to the springtime stuff. Anyway, enjoying that. And on a fun note. Oh, hold on. Almost there. Sorry. Itchy nose. There's my puppers. We got Yellow Lab Vaughn, the Shepherd Husky Mix Merca. That's Nina, our Chocolate Lab. You can just see Clyde right here, our Yorkie. He's chocolate. And then our other Chocolate Lab, Vienna. She has to sleep right there because it's on my husband's pillow. I don't know why. She has to go and get up there. These guys, this is my feet. That's where he likes to sleep, is on my feet. And that's her spot, on his feet. And yes, me and my husband fit on the bed with all of them. And sometimes I have to boot them off because they're squishing me, but we are those people. But Clyde usually sleeps up here on my pillow next to me. I know some people are like, ew, gross, animals on your bed. Whatever. This ugly white, whatever, that's our dog cover. We have blankets underneath, and I always have that dog cover. I have 2 of them so I can keep them washed. When one's in getting washed, the other one's on the bed. That's how we do it. Anyway. So, that's it. That's all my life. Troubles. Not really. Sometimes troubles. And then crafting. All right. I'll talk to you later. Enjoy your crafting time. Bye.